think, like, probably not the best comparison for like the generational player that Caitlyn is. But again, like I don't think she took it personal. I don't think anyone would really take it personal, but I don't know if I would compare him to her.
I don't like the Pritchard and Clark comparison. I think that's a little, yeah. But I've met Reggie before too, and he wouldn't mean that in like a rude way. It just kind of was convenient for him at the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sophie Cunningham just dropped a bomb that nobody saw coming. And honestly, this might be the most important moment in the entire Caitlin Clark saga, because what just happened completely flips the script on everything we thought we knew about the veterans and the rookie phenom. For months, the media has been feeding us this narrative that every single WNBA veteran hates Caitlin Clark with a burning passion, and that there's this massive generational war happening in the league. But Sophie Cunningham just walked up to the microphone and absolutely destroyed that entire storyline with one simple statement. Caitlin made her broadcasting debut on NBC, sitting next to Carmelo Anthony and Reggie Miller, and she absolutely crushed it, looking like a natural-born analyst who could do this for the next 20 years. But then, Reggie Miller decided to compare her to Peyton Pritchard, and that's when everything went sideways. Comparing Caitlin Clark to Peyton Pritchard is like comparing Michael Jordan to a solid bench player, because Pritchard is a role player who comes off the bench and hits some threes, while Caitlin is literally the face of women's basketball and the person driving the entire economy of the sport forward. Sophie didn't hold back when she heard this comparison, and she said, probably not the best comparison for the generational player that Caitlin is. And that word generational is absolutely massive, because Sophie is a veteran who has seen true greatness up close and personal. When Sophie called Caitlin a dweeb, she wasn't insulting her at all, because in basketball culture, being a dweeb means you're obsessed with the game in the best possible way, and that you study film constantly and understand every single angle and nuance of the sport. Sophie recognizes that same obsession in Caitlin, because real always recognizes real, and this completely destroys the narrative that WNBA veterans are jealous or bitter about the rookie phenom taking over the league and getting all the attention and endorsement deals. The fact that Sophie is defending Caitlin against an NBA Hall of Famer shows that the locker rooms are changing, and the veterans are starting to realize that Caitlin is actually good for business, and more importantly, they respect her game, because you cannot deny greatness when it's right in front of you. Male analysts constantly struggle to compare female superstars properly, and they always reach for the undersized shooter or role player comparison instead of comparing Caitlin to Steph Curry or Steve Nash, or players who actually dominate the ball and run entire offenses the way she does. Sophie even threw down a challenge, saying she wants a three-point shootout against Reggie Miller. And honestly, that needs to happen immediately, because with the way the game has evolved and the range these players have now, I wouldn't bet against Sophie at all. This challenge is symbolic of the entire WNBA standing up to the old guard and saying, stop patronizing us with weak comparisons and start respecting our craft, because we're not just happy to be invited to the table anymore. We want to flip it over completely. The Phoenix Mercury versus Indiana Fever rivalry just got even more interesting, because now you have Sophie stepping into this space where she's a rival on the court but a defender in the media, which adds incredible layers to the drama and makes their next game must-watch television. When Sophie calls a rookie generational before her second season has even started, that ends the debate completely, because her peers who actually have to guard Caitlin are validating her legacy, and your opinion from the couch simply doesn't matter compared to theirs. Sophie using her platform to correct false narratives instead of generating hate clicks shows she's a thoughtful analyst and fierce competitor who isn't afraid to speak truth to power, even when that power is an Indiana Pacers legend with decades of credibility. This is the new media landscape, where players have podcasts and microphones and can go direct to consumer to dismantle narratives that were broadcast to millions of people. And Sophie just proved the power of that by checking Reggie Miller's lazy comparison in real time.